Alrighty, what's up guys? Another day, another sneaker pickup. This one comes to us from a seller on eBay. And I figured I could just do a quick live unboxing here. See if I could get a one-take video out of this. I'm obviously gonna trim up the video. As I'm sure you guys see through the title, this is a pair of Nike SB Dunks. I love picking up older SB Dunks like this. Sort of from that teal and tape box era. It's sort of the forgotten era of Nike SB. Or really, it's the time where no one really cared about SB Dunks. It's always nice to come across some good deals on some older sneakers that nobody really has, but we'll talk more about that later. You can tell, it's a teal Nike SB box. Get up close and personal here. The Nike Dunk High Premium SB. Colorway is black, dark, royal blue. There's no retail price tag on this, but I believe they retailed for $110 being a premium. Oh wow, a lot cleaner and better condition than I thought they would be in. So, in the box, no box paper or additional set of laces, which is a shame. It's a 6-year-old shoe now, I want to say, 7-year-old shoe now, so can't expect all these Dunks to have the extras and premium stuff. Here they are. It's a pair of the Nike SB Dunk High, also dubbed as the Captain Americas. On first glance, these are really nice actually. There's very minimal sole wear. You get your few little hits of dirt and stuff, but if you take a look, they pretty much have all of their stars, no heel drag at all, so these will clean up very nicely. But I figured we could get into a quick review of them. I'm not sure how many videos of these Dunks are floating around on YouTube, so if anyone happens to be searching for them, maybe this will give them the information they need. And then following that, I'll get into like my thoughts, opinions, and sort of my rationale on buying these older Dunks. So I guess starting from the outsole here, we have this gum Nike SB outsole, standard Dunk traction pattern. Moving up, we get this black midsole. It's more like an anthracite to me. It's not so much a dark black, but a lighter gray. And then the uppers is really a combination of materials. So at the toe and the mid paneling is a black suede, which nothing crazy about. It's a very rigid, rough suede. There's no sort of backstroke or color change to it. It's more so just standard inline GR stuff. Around the toe, up the eyelets, and at the heel counter and heel flap is this more smooth leather. It has a velvety feel to it. It's not quite GR leather. This is probably where the premiumness comes in because the leather actually feels pretty soft and nice in hand. It has a really nice texture to it. Hopefully I'll include some B-roll shots here, but it's more like it's like a velvety leather. I don't know how to describe it. It's not quite a nubuck, but it is a smooth leather with a texture to it. On the back is where the Captain America theme really comes into play here. You get your star pattern, obviously, that you'd find on an American flag with some accents of red. So the stitching along the heel is in red. Get a matching blue pull tab. And it looks like the inside of the heel flap as well is red to match that red stitching or to contrast the blue and the blacks and grays. Inner lining is a blue. The insole, which is a Zoom Air insole, by the way. You get this cool American flag pattern. Again, look at that. Very little wear. I have to do very minimal cleanup here, which is gonna be great. Outside of that, it looks more like a brown, like a dark brown nylon tongue. Most Nike SB Dunks that I have are in that quilted sort of material, but this one is in a nylon. At the tongue tag is like a saddle brown with your Nike SB. They come laced up with a black. I believe the additional set of laces was more of this royal blue, but obviously didn't come with the package. I think a nice contrast color would be good on here. So again, that blue, maybe I could source a set of those, maybe even red laces. I know I have a few SB red laces lying around, or maybe even like if I could find like a patterned American flag lace, that'd be pretty sweet. As far as sizing and fit goes on these, this era of Nike SB, like this teal box and tape box era of SB is so confusing for me. I'm usually between a 9.5 and 10 on SB Dunks of this era. And to me, it really depends on the materials. So I went true to size at a 9.5 on these and I just tried them on and they feel really secure. I think the true to size is perfect for these. Although this suede is on the rougher side, it is a soft material overall, as is the leather. It's a softer material, so you won't be feeling any sort of discomfort at the toe. As far as comfort goes, I mean, these utilize Nike Zoom Air technology, as you guys saw at the insoles, so there is a little bit of a bounce to your step. I wouldn't quite say they're running performance shoe sneakers, but for what they are, skateboarding shoes that is, definitely very comfortable. Now that I'm looking at it too, this sort of Nets tee and this flannel that I have go with the Americana theme of these sneakers, which is pretty sweet. As for my overall thoughts and take on this pair of SB Dunks, it's not really a memorable sneaker. When I think of teal box era Nike SB Dunks, this Captain America pair probably isn't the first one that comes to mind. That said, given the condition of these, I think it's definitely worth the scoop. The seller had originally had these listed for $160, which I personally wouldn't have paid, but I know people definitely would have paid $160 for these just given the condition. But I was able to haggle a little bit, and I think $90 was the give point for me and the seller. So definitely super stoked on this deal. It just shows the hype of the dunk market. I'm sure this dunk back when it released in June of 2014 wasn't the most desirable thing, and I'm sure it was probably sitting at skate shops and retailers that had Nike SB accounts. Probably at one point they even went on sale. I mentioned in pretty much all of my dunk videos that times have changed when it comes to the dunk silhouette in general, which is a good little tangent point here. I'm gonna go on a little ramble. I love picking up old SB Dunks in condition like this because they're really a dime a dozen. And what I mean by that is like the era of, I wanna say what, like 2011 to like 2017-ish, no one really batted an eye at Nike SB Dunks. You know, there'd be the occasional hype release here and there, but as a whole, you know, general releases weren't really getting too much attention. As a result, people were actually using these for their purposes, which is skateboarding. So the point I'm trying to make here is that any sort of SB Dunk from the past 10 years and even beyond that is likely in super beat condition just because people didn't really think they had value back then. I scoff at people that sort of refer to StockX and GOAT prices on specific old dunks. Like I'm sure if I looked on StockX or GOAT right now, these things would be upwards of $300–400. These clearly aren't a pair of $300 or $400 shoes in hand. I would never pay that much for a dunk like this one. It's really like a supply and demand thing. Obviously, there's a very low supply of brand new SB Dunks from the last decade. So people are sort of charging a crazy amount for something that they don't really have a sense of just because the market isn't really showing much. I'm not sure if these are gonna stick in the collection too long. I could definitely turn a profit on them, but at the same time, I love hoarding these sort of forgotten era SB Dunks and just seeing what happens. I think that's about it for my tangent. If I think of anything else, I'll probably put it in a voiceover. But if you don't hear from me, let me know what you guys think of this pickup. Is this $90 pickup something you'd pay for this pair of SB Dunks? Do you like this pair? Do you even remember it from back in the day? Would love to read about it. Aside from that, let's run these numbers up. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. If you're a current subscriber, thank you for watching. If you're a new subscriber, thank you for watching. Everyone, thanks for watching. Also be sure to follow me on Instagram at StuffDoneLikes. Doing a bunch of the sneaker content before making these YouTube videos, so it'd be great if you could follow me over there. That's a wrap for this one. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you in the next video. Peace.